I'm
Right.
starting.
Oh,
Let's see if it
robot
goes.
and
Yep, we
bear.
are live.
Robot and the bear.
And the
Robot and
ghost.
the bear. Robot and the bear. And Jesse. How's it going, guys? It is Sunday, January 15th. It's already been like 2 weeks since the new year. And I'm keeping up with my promise of my resolution that I made on our last show to try and do an episode, every
Every
other
week.
week.
Oh,
Every
every
other
other week.
week.
Okay, gotcha.
Today we got today's Jesse is hanging out, and yeah, how's it going, Jay?
Good, man. How are you?
It's raining. Talk
Yeah.
us talking about that weather.
You having trouble driving?
It's been good. It's been good. I've just been having trouble, like, being motivated to get out. You know, it's tough. Like wanting to, you know, like say go to an art show on a rainy day. Um,
You Angelinos, man. You know, this is
don't
what
tell me.
happens. This is what happens, man. I come from the East. You know,
You mean
this
Asia?
is nothing.
Uh,
This is nothing different. But then, it starts raining in LA, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's raining. I guess we're gonna all stay in." What are
But
you
it's
all,
weird.
witches?
I haven't seen you in like aside maybe is it decon or something? I haven't seen you ever. So, likewise, you don't go out either.
Oh no, well, that's because I'm just a misanthropic ass. That has nothing to do with the rain. Actually,
I
it's kind of refreshing to have the rain because there's like this malaise that settles, right? When you're here in LA, it's always like pretty good temperate weather, but it's pretty like, you know, consistent. So when it rains, all of a sudden it's like, ooh, it's raining. It's
so
something
you like
different.
you like the chaos, a little bit of chaos, right? Is that what you mean?
I do actually,
Yeah.
especially
Okay. Good. I
especially
like
when you
chaos
have
too.
like the helicopters circling above here in LA, and it's raining and you're just like, this is something different. This is a little break from the monotony.
I love the rain. I
Yeah.
especially love the I live I work downtown. I'm in downtown right now, and when I drive from my apartment to the studio, especially on a day like when it's not raining, the skies are clear, the air feels like clean. It's I don't know, it's something I and just the sound of the rain in general. It's knowing LA has been like California in general is going through a drought. um Hearing like some kind of moisture, some kind of water like making its way down here, like kind of makes you feel a little bit better about, like, our shitty situation. So
Is it solved now?
no,
Oh no. Okay.
no, because I think we
It's
need
not.
basically a full year of this.
What?
Yeah.
That's
I
not
was reading an
happening.
article saying they were saying that, you know, they should just let it, to alleviate the drought situation, we should just let it flood. That's basically the only recourse to even make a dent in the situation.
Let what flood?
Let Los Angeles, like let
How
California
how do you
flood.
how do you how do you make it flood?
Well, they were saying, instead of mitigating it, it's like, hey, it's like a double-edged sword, right? You don't want the damage and the loss of life and things like that, which obviously are terrible things. But we also have another equally as pressing problem, which is the drought, which is,
But where's the water? How are you going to flood when there's no water? Where's the
well,
water
that's the
going to come
thing.
from?
People are talking
Like
about, oh
just
my
flush the
gosh, this,
toilet. Everyone run your toilets and let it overflow and
yeah,
flood.
just go ahead and
I
do
don't.
that.
I just don't understand.
No, the thing is that the infrastructure that we have, the sets of canals and reservoirs, etc., that
Yeah.
only captures a tiny bit of the annual
Oh,
rainfall.
I think 80% go or more goes into the ocean.
Right.
I mean, but that's a fact. But that shit is dirty.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but like, we can like, if we let the water just kind of do its thing, by the time it like sets into underground reservoirs, it'll have like, at least, cleaned up most of it by, the nature of earth and like, limestone and shit. So I think yeah, whatever. It doesn't
It is
matter.
interesting to see the LA River actually being somewhat of a river.
Yeah. I watched a lot of videos of it. I was kind of like, wow, look at the thing go.
Yeah.
There's a, behind my apartment, there is a canal that like is usually just like a inch or two like deep, with like a trickle of water going straight down the center of it. And um, right after it rained, while it was raining, I stepped outside just to take a look at how it was, and it looked, halfway full with water kind of going, the opposite direction that I thought it should be going.
Oh,
So
weird.
yeah. Yeah, it always looks like from where I'm standing, it looks like it's traveling. It should travel east to west, but but after it was raining, the water was flowing west to east. So I was kind of like, that's interesting.
Hmm.
So, but anyways, so we have it's the 15th, and we have a week, you know, before Jesse and I, you know, get to celebrate our new year.
Lunar New Year, Chinese calendar.
Chinese. You know what's interesting? So yesterday I was at this thing in like Compton. It's a like this like little kind of like we were making like these Vietnamese style like sticky rice like blocks that you fill with like mung bean and pork or something like that. It's kind of like a what in Chinese we call it zongzi, but um it's rectangular. And the thing that they were talking about, that they had in all the paperwork and stuff, is that in Vietnam, it's the year of the cat.
Wow.
That's right. Yeah.
And I thought that was funny because I've heard all, according to the myth, I think the rat, which is the most clever of the 12 animals, tricked the cat
What?
into like believing that the race that would decide the order of the animals was on a different date, which is the reason why the cat doesn't show up in the Chinese horoscope. But for some reason, it made its way to the Vietnamese version.
And so the Vietnamese one doesn't have a rabbit?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Doesn't the
Yeah, I
pig
don't.
have something to do with it? Isn't there the pig part of the mythology?
What? Wait, what?
Doesn't the pig, isn't there like a mythology that the pig took the cat one or something like that? It was the pig that took the cat.
Was it the pig who took the cat?
That's what I thought, but I'm not sure.
Why is a Japanese dude explain to two Chinese men about Vietnamese culture?
He is the founder of Giant Robot. So
That's right. He is the preeminent icon
Asian
here.
American.
Yeah,
Asian,
I think it is the pig has something to do with it. I'm pretty sure.
well,
But
I will take your word for that, Eric.
I don't know how, but you know how I actually have known that is that Cozy and Dan made a poster, and it's all cats, and they put a pig in it too. And Cozy said that the pig is the reason why there is no cat. That's what she told me. So I only know it from a poster, and I don't know if that's true, but I'm taking her word for it.
huh. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like,
And now we will take your word for this.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So
could
yeah,
be
the
completely,
thing I was making was called a ban chung or chung or something like that. And yeah, I was when I saw that it was the year of the cat, I was a little bit surprised simply because of the fact that I had heard, something about the cat being tricked into not being participating in heavenly race. And but like to see it reappear here, just I don't know, like
Yeah.
um
What is
mixed.
this, like a celestial consolation New Year for the cat?
We'll,
I have no
we'll give
idea.
you off to the
I don't know.
Vietnamese.
This is chairman's
I don't know.
chairman's year, I guess.
Yes, your cat. Yeah, Jesse has a cat named.
Chairman Meow.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hmm. He likes to evenly spread the wealth.
Nice. But you had a show, Eric.
Yeah. So we had there was a Lunar New Year exhibition at Giant Robot Store, and then we had a group exhibition at the gallery, all starting the same day.
How'd it
And,
go? I meant to go,
good.
but like
Yeah. Well, the rain. I know the rain. Probably it was raining.
Yes.
But yeah, it was also just kind of cold too and raining. I don't know. I mean, actually, a lot of people did end up coming. I don't want to say a lot, but a decent amount did come, even in the rain and all that stuff. And I don't know. It was really fun. I mean, no problem at all. Just our show as usual. Another group show.
Yeah. Well, like who were the artists in the group shows?
Well, I mean, the Lunar New Year one's like a lot. You're in it.
I know you guilted me into it.
I mean, you had to be in it.
You sent me like freaking
had to be in it.
3 messages, and we texted a little bit this week about doing the podcast, and then rescheduling to today, and
we rescheduled the podcast so you could make time to draw. It just all made sense. I mean, there you go.
Yeah,
but hey, that's sometimes that's what it takes though for these art exhibitions, is just to got to be persistent a little. You once told me something interesting, although I would say openly you're invited to every art show, but you said it's artists like yourself like to be asked, and it doesn't hurt to be asked. So you once said that a long time ago, years ago. I always remember, I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't ask, and I should have asked. He knows he's invited, but I didn't ask, like straight up hit you up. So
I think there's actually an email where you did ask me you sent the invitation out.
I know, that was a long time ago.
And I think I did reply to it saying that, okay,
I'll do some. Yeah, you did. That's why I've kept.
And then I totally forgot.
I forgot too, because I just thought you were in with that, response. Anyway, that's the hard part about art exhibitions. Like, when are you pushing too much, bothering people and all that stuff? And I'm just got to go with what I think's right, and sometimes you feel like, okay, this person's in a bad place, so I'm not going to bother them. And then I'm like, maybe a week later, things will look better on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, yeah, they look happier now. I think I'll hit them up, right? Because I know
that's interesting.
I don't want to get.
So you take that into account, Eric.
That's why documentaries are made about people like me.
You are a living folk hero right now.
I mean, I don't know. I just got to make these decisions on the fly, and I just can't. If someone's like, oh yeah, I'm doing bad, I'm sick and all this stuff, I'm not going to go, hey, do you want to be in an art show? I mean, that's the last thing they want to hear, right?
Well, speaking of the documentary, Linda was watching it, and I think she was just like, she loved it. She thought it was amazing.
Oh, I know. And her brother also loved it. Wow.
Her brother loves everything.
Oh, all right.
He's not a very good arbiter of good taste necessarily. When you like everything, then is everything good? I don't think so. But I will have to say though, Linda's a tough nut to crack. She loved it so much she shared it with her Discord community.
Wow.
They're like all watching it, and they're like, "Oh my god, who's that old guy?" And she was like, "This is my friend Eric." And
yep.
But no, I think it was fantastically done. Well deserved.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Awesome.
I think I've seen it like 4 times now.
Well, that's more than me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
I've
it's
seen it twice.
I watched it because I'm not in it, so
You are in it.
I for a second, but like, I didn't open my fucking dumb mouth and fucking say something really stupid. So
They had got it's like one of those things where there are so many clips that I would think. I mean, why couldn't they? Why didn't they? And I just don't understand either. I have no idea. Yeah, because they interviewed Yosuke, they interviewed yourself, and there's other people who are interviewed, and then people are just not in it. I'm just
but
like,
Kelly
wow.
Sucks made it in.
Yeah, she had a sentence, right?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, one sentence, I think.
Yeah, but it was her show, I think. Wasn't it her show that night?
I don't
Remember.
know. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, same. Yeah, last time, with the last show, you're saying nothing good, like really major, came out of it.
No, but it's okay. I mean,
But
the good is people enjoy it, but
the thing is that, like, we were like, I
nothing
was
good.
talking
I don't want to say
to-
nothing good is not correct, but I mean,
I was
I
talking.
didn't say that.
I was talking to Kano about yesterday, and he had mentioned like all these like like Asian oriented like podcasts that like fun with dumb or something like that. And,
Yeah.
And there was another one. You got on there because of the documentary, buddy. Like, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure, because of the documentary on that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Otherwise you're just like
I mean, that's great, but that could have been without the documentary too, right?
It should have been without the documentary because you're Eric
See?
Nakamura.
You could be on it too, though. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's
Those guys have no idea who the fuck I am, and
Dumbfounded is a kind of an art fan. I think he knows who you are. Yeah.
He stops at fucking like like David Cho and something like that. And just
if you're Korean, he would know for sure.
You see,
there is a Korean angle to that whole show. It's positively Korean. Yeah.
I think I've only seen like a clip from it on like TikTok where they were imitating like like Thai and like Korean accents and stuff like that, and I was like, they were like, can you imitate like a Korean accent? And like whoever did it like nailed it, and I was just like, wow, that sounds like fucking Korean to me. So
well, I think all three are Korean ultimately, but
really, I think maybe it was their guest, because I think their guest was a Thai person.
Oh, okay.
And what was funny is that then earlier today, I was when I was eating my breakfast, I was watching like weird like videos on YouTube, and like they had like a collection of Japanese people imitating people speaking English.
Oh wow. I think I've seen that.
And it was funny. But like a lot of oh my gods. I think
Oh my god. Yeah.
English speaking people throw OMGs like all the time. So but whatever. But
so
yeah,
I think that must resonate then, if that's kind of the thing that you keep hearing everyone saying.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I dropped my hamburger.
Oh my god, that's so good. Oh my god, this is so tasty. But yeah. But so but like the show went well. I don't think my piece sold yet. Maybe I overpriced.
No, not yet. No, I think it's fair. I think we'll see. It just went up yesterday.
I haven't had a chance to promote it yet. I need to get like the shot used to push it.
Yeah. No, but it's good. I mean, Lunar New Year art is. I mean, especially. Let's see. I remember the tough one was You're the Ox, right? What ox art, is that a good idea? You're the Ox to make ox.
Well, they have lots of statues and things like that. You go to any older Chinese person's house, they've got like a wood ox.
Oh, awesome.
I
don't know if are young people going to buy ox art. So that's an example. This is a rabbit. It's a pretty good one, but there's going to be some that come up and there people will be like, oh, an ox.
Don't be oxist.
Yeah. I mean, we could all wear that big ring in our nose. Is that ox got the nose ring?
But you could do like minotaurs. Minotaurs are like
everyone wants this muscular body with an ox head have.
Oh, dude, if they had like a Minotaur, a year of the Minotaur, yeah, that
Fuck
would be
yeah.
one of the best shows ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want like Brock Lesnar with a cow head? It's like no, I don't want that.
Yeah. I think that I forgot to post our the Instagram image. So,
Yeah, but I think the Lunar New
sorry.
Year shows are. I mean, it's a thing, right? A lot of. It's not just us doing it. It's a lot of different places doing a Lunar New Year exhibition. But rabbits in general, it's like you have one right behind you smoking, right? So you're rabbited out right now.
Yeah, I am. I
There it
am.
is.
I
There it
am
is.
right
Yeah.
there. There's
Is that
that's an
rabbit
old one.
smoking? Oh my goodness.
It's a rabbit smoking. It was actually created in 1996 or something like that. So, yeah, it's a really 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 old painting of mine. I had to touch. I'm working
Has
on
good
touching it
color.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be like cute, like inviting, like colors and stuff like that. So
It's
I'm
cute.
trying to. Sorry, I'm trying to
Nice,
figure out
nice,
how to
nice,
post.
nice. Has nice pants. Color. Yellow curry color pants.
Thank you,
Can't even
man.
look at the front
Shit,
of one of these
shit.
cars
How am
because I
I?
get
How, fuck. How am I?
Wow,
Sorry.
porn. That was porn music right there.
That
Dude,
was
we
New
caught you.
Order
We
Blue
busted.
Hot.
Monday.
No,
How
that was
dare
porn.
you?
I just heard.
And
It was porn, man. That was just 70s.
that was New Order, classic '80s band, and it was
Oh,
their
yeah.
fucking.
New Order is kind of like ear porn.
Yeah, it's a great fucking song. So like
Yeah.
like I'm a little bit offended by that,
What
and
porn and New Order cannot be done in the same like video?
oh hell no, no. Porn porn is this crappy fucking copyright free music, and and New Order is like meticulous. I don't know, whatever. Fucking I don't know. I don't
That was a New Order. It's okay. Anyway, that was like John Holmes.
uh,
You were watching Dirk Diggler.
was so like, but tell like, so were most of the artists that you were showing at GR2 like new artists? I know
They're not. I won't say new. It's Tiffany Lou,
Tiffany
Kaylin
Lou's
Kim,
awesome.
Kaylin Kim, Christian Leon Guerrero, uh, Kelly Yamagishi. You probably don't know her.
Don't know
She's
her.
I suppose she was newer. Tim Fury and Nola Wan is her name.
Mm.
So six people.
6 people show, so like
Yeah.
5 or 6 paintings each.
Some more and then some less, but basically, yeah. But I think that's kind of I seem to do at least maybe 1 or 2 a year of where it's just random grouping of artists in together. And the funniest thing is they will always ask the question is there a theme? And I'm like, no. I mean, like that's the hardest. I mean, I understand why they're asking, but at the same time, like what if I give an answer that's, like you can't handle? You know what I mean?
Mm.
The theme is coffee mugs. What's going to happen? Like, how is that?
That's when
like,
they decline.
Yeah,
No,
that's what you're
they
saying.
don't. I don't think most of the people I ask are maybe not in the greatest position to decline. Like this is like a good thing for them to get into.
Right.
I would think. Yeah.
Right.
I will one day get that the opportunity. Eric.
You've been in them.
I understand. I just want Luke Chu status though. I want like
that takes work.
I know. I need the gold card of Giant Robot where I could just be like any
this
show.
This is really funny. This is funny. I've run to an artist before who thought that there was something. Now, it's a little different than what you're saying, but like they thought that I had some kind of magic power I can bestow on them, and with that magic power, they thought that was going to give them a free like I'm going to be famous. Like they thought I had some trick. I'm not saying that's what you're meant by a gold card, but the way
that's the platinum card.
No, that's a platinum version. But this is a long time ago. But they thought that I can do something, and then me by doing this magic trick that they will all of a sudden be a famous artist like instantly.
I know who
but they thought I could. I'm like whatever. Nigo.
You were a star maker. But
Nico
you are a
or
star maker.
you know, like I'm no, I'm not.
Eric is a kingmaker.
Yeah,
No,
man. Yeah.
it's the artist's hard work is the kingmakers or queen makers or whatever, you know.
Yeah, but like so many of the
It's
folks, I mean, like obviously, but the thing is that like
I
you
can't do.
catch
I have
them
no power.
before they become the kings and queens that they are. You know?
No, they can do this on their own. Also, I mean, most artists do.
Hmm.
There's
Uh,
hundreds or thousands of artists out there that I don't even know, and they're just rocking and doing it by themselves on Instagram and stuff. So
I think you should probably give yourself or like what you've been able to
I'll
do a little bit more
I'll
credit
accept
though.
I'll accept 1%. Is that even too much? Maybe a 0.5%
Hey, you know what?
in our genre. In
Artist
our genre.
advocacy is super important though, because let me give you an example. In North Carolina, in Raleigh, which is considered a mid-sized city, I would say it's kind of like a San Jose of the East Coast. It's got a
Wow.
lot of international like people there working. Epic Games is there,
Is that
IBM,
coast?
Lenovo.
Wait, Raleigh's not coastal, right?
I
No,
mean, well, North Carolina is coastal, but Raleigh's a little bit. It's about
inland a little bit.
2.5 hours away from the
Oh,
coast.
okay.
But there aren't any galleries necessarily that have a focus on, say, pop surrealism or the type of artwork that someone like a giant robot would show, right? You just don't have that locally. And if you don't have the luxury to like kind of go to another state, move to be closer to where the action is, so to speak, you're just basically relying on social media to kind of get your word out.
Yeah,
But
but
you
isn't
don't have
there
any
like
local people to commiserate with. That's the key, though, is the
yeah community?
commiseration.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
community, but you do have guns, incest, and like whatever stuff like that. I don't
Oh
know,
man.
right? I'm sure, right? Right. So
I,
there's pluses and minuses.
that's Alabama.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Raleigh. My bad.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, with
I thought it was the Appalachian Trail. Doesn't that go to North Carolina?
it's part of it is in North Carolina,
I know.
along with the Sasquatch. Um,
Is the Sasquatch in North Carolina?
no, I don't think so. I mean, we weren't so lucky. All we have is something called the Mako Light, which is the ubiquitous story of a train conductor who lost his head and now looks for it in the dark of night by swinging his lantern by the train track. That's our
That's your,
closest.
and that's not Ichabod
No,
Crane. It's not even that.
Ichabod Crane never lost his head.
Oh, I thought he did. I thought he was riding a horse with no head or something.
No, that was his nemesis. That's his arch enemy, the headless
Oh, okay.
horseman.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah. We also have this thing called the Devil's Stomping Ground, which is purportedly this circle of grass that nothing ever grows in. And it's where the devil comes up and he walks around and paces in this circle, like contemplating all the evil that he's going to do, right? And
Wow.
so this little area, supposedly, nothing ever grows. And they call it the
Why
Devil's
did
Stomping Ground.
you invited me out to North Carolina like over a decade ago,
I
and
did.
you did not show me any of these things.
Well, one, I don't think the Mako Light is very consistent. And then
You don't know where he
two,
is. You don't know where that person is.
yeah, and on top of that, I don't want to be mucking around at night by a train, a railroad track, looking for a ghost. I wish I had that kind of FU money to be able to do that.
Because there's a lot of guns and stuff. Be careful.
And apparently, according to the Kingmaker Eric Nakamura, like incest.
Well, but both of you are not related to each other, so you're fine.
Right. We're only related. We're only bros in spirit.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Indeed. No, but well, I mean, I think Eric. I think Giant Robot played an important role in validating a lot of artists.
Oh, sure. I mean, I could see that, but I think that's kind of what the group shows are just, like the ones we do are just always like, technically, if somebody wants to look at it as a test, it's kind of a test of some sort, right? Like, how are they going to do? How would they respond to like, how much time I give them to join into a show? What are they going to make? Is it going to be good? Is it going to sell? It doesn't have to sell. Does it look good? All those kind of things kind of factor in. And I don't know. That's just kind of what these, group shows are, just sort of get people out there and see what happens.
I
Mm.
think there's a difference though with Giant Robot, namely because of you though. I think there is a accessibility to you, and also you're kind of out there, like you're doing your thing. You've got so many things going on. At the same time, you're running Giant Robot and you're putting on shows. I think that people look at it as like a rite of passage in a way. I mean,
And
it's
then, and if
it's,
they kick ass, they leave. It's like, oh, thanks, man. Goodbye.
but you can't say that because
High
plenty
five.
of
Goodbye. I'm
big name, so-called big name artists now still come back and pay
Oh,
respects.
for sure. No, no,
Yeah.
I'm playing. But the times when that happens, it's always like, oh yeah, that happened. The fact that it even happens is funny though.
From now on,
It's
your
like,
name's
oh,
going to be
good job.
Kingmaker.
Yep.
Ah,
Kingmaker
Kingmaker.
Nakamura.
Yeah.
my goodness. But yeah, that doesn't quite always work. I wish it worked easily. It's still it's a crapshoot. Not every, it's not for everybody, right?
Mm.
Otherwise, you'd have tons of artists out there, just too many. But no, it's just fun to do though because I like giving people a chance to do their thing, and I think the good thing is it's afforded that. Like Giant Robot would it's afforded that. Like I'm not like, oh, if I want to I just want to have shows that make money. I know I could book into these group shows that would only sell and sell and sell, right? I think I know certain artists that would do that. But then I don't. That doesn't leave space for new artists, so it's always fun to put new ones in.
I think that's
You
pretty
can
cool.
usually tell by like when you see like an artist who you're showing. You see the body work and you're like, oh, this is going to be a thin week. It's going to be a thin month.
Oh, I can guess. I mean, if it's going to sell well or not. But sometimes I put the ones that don't sell well with ones who I think might sell well. But then sometimes I'm wrong all around. So that happens too. You just can't tell.
What do
You
you
can't
think
tell
it is?
100%.
What is some, like? Have you noticed like any kind of like things that like you know like elements that like kind of make a show that sells versus a show that doesn't sell?
Uh, I mean, that's just completely still a crapshoot ultimately. But uh,
Is it
I mean,
technique? Is it like
it's still like, I
name?
mean, it's
Is
a
it?
lot. I mean, I didn't know that Rain Sito, for example, would sell all of her work when we had her solo show,
Hmm.
and everything sold, and we even raised the prices by 30% higher than what she was saying. Like maybe they should be this, and I was like, nah, let's go higher, and raised them all, and still sold everything, right? And that's an example. It's like I didn't know that, but I thought it was good,
Hmm.
and it was exciting to me, but I didn't think all of it would just sell so easily.
What
It
was good
also
about it? What
Oh,
was?
just one of the. I think for me, still the Giant Robot thing still is just lots of detail. Still revolves around detail.
Right.
People like the penmanship, I guess you would say, just
Right. If she
drawing,
does those
drawing.
really like hyper detailed, very frenetic in terms of the different elements in her work, right?
Hmm. But people
Like
like. I think that's just in general. People like work. They like detail. They like what looks like hard work put into a drawing or something like that. Like if it looks like it's a wide paintbrush made painting, maybe they just don't get it as easily. But
mm,
when they see, oh, this took a lot of work, they kind of equate that. Maybe a buyer might equate that into value, but
mm,
they have to like it. But I mean, they don't want to. I think it's still hard to get people to enjoy something that's super loose painted, and for me anyway, in my space, it's hard to do that.
mm. That's my goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody's goal. And you want to paint it fast, right?
Yeah. I want to
Yeah.
like just throw paint at it and fucking like walk away and like, with both middle fingers up going, fuck
But
everyone.
but to get there, you're paying your dues now, right? So it all makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like you're paying your dues hard. So
Yeah.
as you pay your dues to do it, fine. You get there, I'm sure I'm gonna like it too.
Mm,
Yeah,
right.
but it comes with this history. It's sort of like although Yoshitomo Nara is not doing it, but his loose drawings
Hmm.
are 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 really expensive. you know,
Right. Right.
like a drawing on an envelope might be $100,000. Like one of those. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Maybe, and that's crazy because those look pretty loose. Although he takes a long time to do one drawing. Like I've noticed, they're not fast. They look fast and they're not fast, but they're really expensive, and people accept that. Then his paintings have gotten tighter. It seems like, the paintings are tighter and tighter. It's weird.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
last time I saw any of his work in person was the Mocha show, and that last room,
LACMA show. Yeah.
the LACMA show,
Yeah.
and that last room that he had was, the characters were really tight, and like the work in the eyes and like and the details was really like, really nice. So
Yeah. Was it millions of dollars now for those paintings?
is it?
Yeah.
I mean, they're big.
But one of the older ones that's kind of well known went on auction, and I forgot, it was like something like 15 million or 20 million, something astronomical through an auction. But yeah,
right.
Yeah, so I was like, wow.
Yeah,
but he's older than you, so you'll get there.
He's been at it since the 90s, man. I could say
he's like 6. I think he's like 60 probably. So
okay, all right.
Yeah.
And he probably
got a decade to catch up, buddy.
And he also probably started way before I did. Like I didn't really start doing this game until I was 30. So I've only been like kind of. Actually, this is something that I wanted to ask you guys, and I've been thinking about this for like the past couple weeks, and that is on March 3rd of this year, I'll have been in Los Angeles for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was thinking of changing my painting signature from Luke to Chu.
Whoa.
And the reason why I was thinking is the reason why I even chose Luke in the first place, and the reason why I chose it in like those very clear block letters was for name recognition. Was for people to like see it and kind of go like, oh, this painting was created by Luke. And I was thinking like, I've been doing this long enough now. I think I want to like, change it up. And I feel like my technique and my narrative and everything has kind of changed a lot from those early days. And I think it's like, all right, it's time to kind of go from Luke, which can mean a lot of different people named Luke.
So you're not going to transition and write Luke Chu for a while? I mean, it takes more work to do that, but
I think he should just go ahead and change it from Luke to Lukey.
Lukey.
It's like a sign of maturation, like I'm confident enough in myself as a 50-year-old man that I can go by Lukey and
be cool with it.
I don't give a crap,
Wait, so when do you turn 50, Luke?
On March 7th.
I know it's coming up, March 7th. Okay. So you've heard everyone say, this is the getting old part of the podcast, just so you guys know. Yeah. You've heard everyone say stuff like, at 40, you sort of don't give a shit anymore, right? And you can walk outside with pajamas on and not give a shit. You're like, I don't care. Your hair is a mess. I don't care, right?
Right.
At 50, are you finding, you're not 50 yet, but are you finding that it's coming back to caring again? A little bit?
No. Not 50? At all.
Are you 50?
Yeah, I turned 50. Yeah, I turned 50 last year. Thanks.
And you don't care at all? I thought you were younger, my man, but okay.
Oh no, I'm not as old as you are.
Oh, I mean,
but I'm catching up for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So you still don't care about all these things. For me, I think I care a little more, but I think it's because of age. Like I care that I have a lot of gray hair. I care that I don't want gray hair coming out of my nostrils, so of course I'm chopping that out. I mean,
well, I don't really think there's any age where a dude's like, you know what, I got nostril hair coming out of my nostril. Oh, I don't give a fuck,
I don't know. I see a lot of people coming in, Asian, and they've got fucking bushes coming out of their nostrils, and they don't give a fuck.
Are they from mainland?
No. They are American just like you. They're your people.
Oh, well, you know,
There you go.
you can say that.
They're your people.
Nah, you know, I think once you get
They
to
are our people.
yes.
They're not Japanese American. They're Chinese American almost every time.
I find that hard to believe because I
Every
can't
time.
imagine fucking Chinese people being hairier than Japanese people.
That's
Oh, they
true.
are.
Japanese people are hirsute people.
But I think the nostril thing is a whole different game though.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, I think that should just start spiking when you're 40. It's like poof.
I don't
I don't
have
know.
any
It's like,
nostril
wait.
problem.
You've probably got it, and you're probably one of the ones that don't chop it because you don't care.
I would chop it if I saw hairs coming out of my nostril. I would immediately chop it.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
so
So
I think
I've seen it.
that's more like a personal grooming thing. I don't think it necessarily has to do with like age. I think once you get older, you're just like, you know what? You're kind of a little bit more established in who you are. And then you look at like the rest of your remaining potential years and you're just like, you know, do I really care enough that I need to adjust myself to make others feel comfortable?
I think you're gonna eventually you'll see because I think I care more than I did when I was 40 something. My 40s, I didn't give a shit. I think at 50 plus, I now care more about certain things like that.
Wait, how much older are
It
you?
came back. 53.
Okay, so not I mean, we would have been in high school at the same time, you know?
Yeah, I would have kicked your ass. So, but yeah.
You know what? Don't start the Sino-Japanese War again, okay?
I mean, were you in calculus BC in high school or no? You probably were in regular math, right? So, anyways, back to that.
Oh my god.
I was in BC. I was in BC.
You I will gladly hand you the title of the biggest nerd.
I wasn't that good at it anyway. But
Yeah.
no, I don't know. I found that it comes back where I used to not care, and now I'm starting to care a little bit. And maybe it's because, like, you know, as I get older, and it's just like whatever.
Everything's
I
just
care.
falling apart.
Exactly.
You know?
So I'm trying to hold it together, and I care about that. That's
you
exactly
know,
it.
like I had a revelation of sorts, you know, in like a couple months ago, and that was that, like, you know, like I'm like 50s creeping up really fast. I just kind of realized, like, you know, my life is unarguably more than halfway over, you know, and like
All of ours are
yeah,
probably.
and like even if I lived like to 100 years old, let's just say, like it doesn't really matter. By then, my life is just fucking bullshit, anyways. You know, so
Or you're just saying like from age 80 to 100, that doesn't count because you can't really do much of anything anyways.
exactly.
You're just
Is
kind
that
of
true?
like
Is
alive.
that because
Yeah.
we're in America? Because aren't people in Asia at 80 to 100 actually high functioning? But then in America, an 80-year-old's like, whoa, you know, just like,
Yeah, you're just
whoa.
fucking jello,
Right?
right? Yeah,
Right, you're jello. But I mean, it just seems like in Asia, it seems like everyone's like 80 something and they're just cruising around like no big deal.
Hmm.
Isn't
Yeah,
that like a thing?
maybe.
I think because
Yeah.
I think their healthcare might be a little bit better. Well, not all over Asia, but at least I know in Japan their healthcare is a little better than I think
Healthcare is
here.
better. The food, the food that they consume is
Yeah.
probably better quality than
Yeah.
like all the factory farm crap that we fucking like throw in our gullets, you know.
So that's what I was thinking. Like maybe here. Okay, so back to your point though. What were your? It's sounding pretty sad, but let's go for it.
It was kind of like a revelation of sorts. I was like, holy shit, like, you know, like you just kind of like, wow, like this is like, you know, like the finitism of life really kind of just like kind of hit me in
And you didn't have that
like,
at 40. You didn't have that when you were 40. You're like, okay, well, 40 is half of 80, so you're already like.
no, I didn't really.
No, okay.
I think
Isn't that interesting? You did the same as me then.
I was
At
like,
50, you're
whatevs.
kind of like 50. You're like, oh shit, I'm way over this hump.
Yeah,
Right?
like the hump is like I am.
It's behind you.
It's
Yeah.
behind me. Yeah, the hump is fucking behind me. I'm looking
Is that
at
weird?
that thing. I'm looking back at it, and I'm like, I'm looking at the downward spiral. You know.
See, and then At 53, you're gonna start caring more again.
I
You're
know.
gonna go-
I care now. You know what I was doing?
and
before?
Jesse, you're gonna care too. Jesse's gonna be like, oh yeah, Eric said.
Dude,
I
Jesse
shouldn't care."
fucking he will
You're gonna
Jesse's
care.
gonna pretend that he doesn't give a fuck, but he fucking like that guy fucking like grooms himself like a
I
mother.
think
You
I think
know,
I think there's I think you got
just
hair
don't like
dye up
nose
in there
hair.
too. You got hair dye up in there too, man.
Who has hair dye?
You.
Come on. Have you seen my hair lately?
I don't know.
I've got like
5 gray hairs. Shit's black.
no, dude. Like
You're-
it's
you're-
it's
you're the-
coming
you're
in.
you're the jet black master.
No, I put my
You know,
hair
my
down,
dream
I
is to
saw the
have
thin
like a.
spots, and I'm just
I
like,
want a I
fuck.
want a white streak like Rogue from the X-Men.
Oh, see, that's shit to aspire to. I want
yeah,
that too.
right.
Yes.
But that's just the luck of the draw. If your genetics
know.
are like,
I want.
hey, we
that
want
too.
you to look badass, right? Like get that streak in your hair.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. See,
Or I could get like the white sideburns first, like Reed Richards. That'd be hella dope too.
Don't I have that kind of?
I think
Oh,
I've got those
it's
too.
pretty white.
I've got the
It's
white.
pretty
I've got the white sideburns and like the corners, but like lately it's just been getting more just spread out and all over the place with what little hair I have left. So
Yeah, I think it's kind of the aging process is kind of not so fun.
no,
But you
It's-
know, looking at
it's
you
interesting.
guys, I wouldn't say that Eric was like 53. I would say like maybe mid 40s, right?
I don't know. I get depends on who, but I at 40 something, everyone always thought I was older than I was. You know what I mean? Like I would hear older ages. Like it wasn't like, "Oh, you're like 35," and I was like 40 something. At 40 something, people were like, "Oh yeah, you're the Asian who looks your kind of age." I was I was getting that. I was, like you get the younger tag. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, you look like you're 40, but you're 50." Oh wow. I was the other way around. I was getting tagged as the older guy.
Oh,
Bummer.
I do think our industry keeps us relatively
That
younger and fresher
That's
feeling
another
or
story.
looking, you know?
Oh.
Because I look at some of my high school classmates, man, rough. I was telling I was telling Luke this funny story. I went
Yes.
to my 25th high school reunion.
Oh, you were
right?
the youngest one there, probably looking, right?
Oh no, dude! Like I was there. I didn't even want to go. I kind of got roped in, and I kind of
Oh,
like
no.
walked into this ballroom, and this bigger lady comes at me. She's like, "Hey, Jesse, long time no see," and I just had to be like, "Hey, you." But then I had to glance down at the name tag, and I was like, "Whoa!" I totally, like, they looked totally unrecognizable to me. Like 100%. I was just like, wow, it's crazy. And, as I look at my classmates' photos, I mean, it comes with age. There's nothing wrong with getting older. It's just, it's a lot more apparent. And I kind of attribute like what we do to keep us young. Me and Luke,
I mean-
you know what, Luke, what do we do like almost every other week?
Fart in each other's face, I bet, or something funny like that, right?
Something
Don't
about
tell
it.
us
No,
our
no,
fantasies live.
Some childish things like that.
No,
We
we
do-
go toy shopping, or
Yeah.
Luke comes
Yeah.
over and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to go to a toy arena, pick up the latest Gundam." And Linda, he's like, "Where's Linda?" It's like, Linda wants to pick up Gundam too. And then, I'm the
I like
third
this.
wheel.
I like the language. What's up with the tongue that sounds like it's way too big for your mouth?
Oh, okay, I'll do the Luke impression.
I want a
Jess,
Gundam.
Jay, I'm going to go pick up the aerial Gundam Master Grade, and Linda's going to pick up one too. If you want to come along, you can. And I'm just like, oh, thanks. Thanks, buddy.
Is this going to Frankensons?
Oh, it's like Frankensons, or Toy Arena has 2 locations.
One's in Frankenstein's.
Yeah, one's in
Yeah.
Frankensons, the other one's a standalone. Luke's on first name basis with
Wow.
like the people there.
Wait,
He
how do you-
walks
how
in,
do
they're
you-
like, Luke.
Wait, can you mimic Luke's? Do you close your eyes when you talk? Then
I do,
Like
I
Luke
do.
does? You go, I don't know how he does
So the Gundam Aerial Master Grade. Yeah.
it. Right.
Nice.
Luke
Nice.
is a repository. Like, I used to think I knew about mecha, and I do, but it's a certain subset of mecha. Like, say, 1972 to maybe 1986. And then Luke took that ball and ran with it like 4 football fields down. Okay. And he'll be schooling me on this stuff. Some random anime song comes on. He knows the whole thing, you know? And I think it's awesome. I actually think it's freaking
Oh, it's very
fantastic
cool.
because we're 2 50-year-old guys who get to do art for a living, and then we haven't lost that, those things that really jazz us, when we were younger or whatever. Luke always attributes me for his current addiction.
It does. I do.
Wow.
I do.
You
It
mean
happened when I visited,
the robot
visited him
stuff
in
or
North Carolina.
Oh.
Instead of taking me to go see the fucking ghosts or to fucking see the Devil's Circle, he fucking invited
Devil's
me.
Tramping Ground. Devil's
Yeah,
Tramping Ground.
he showed me his garage, which is logistically easier since, I was staying at his house, and just the insane collection of stuff that he had. Like,
Wow.
he introduced me to Transformer fucking Masterpiece figures. He introduced me to Soul Chogokin, which is like the adult toy like line from Japan of like all the super robots that we all grew up with. He introduced me. He had like freaking Japanese arcade cabinets, in his garage, and I thought to myself, "That's life. That
Wow.
is the life."
I was just trying to put Akihabara in my garage. That was my
Man,
goal, is to make a mini Akihabara.
And you shipped all of that from?
No, it's still in storage.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Very
But,
cool.
going back to that, I think it's that type of stuff, the indulgences, the things that we do, the time that we have because of what we do. We don't have to go into an office and have this type of stress. I've always told people, it's like, just because you're really good at something doesn't mean that's what you should be doing. But like, if the 3 of us hadn't gone into an art-centric type of profession and we went to, say, the insurance adjusting industry or accounting or something like that, we would be adept at it. I mean, we'd be fine. I don't think it's past us to be able to do that type of work, but would it crush us in some sort of way? I think so. Because, then the creativity aspect would have never been like explored. And when we get to explore the things that actually truly pique us, it's like when you're in school and you kind of only learn the stuff you're interested in, right? Then you're really good at the subject. But if you're not really interested in it, you kind of plod through it and you're kind of trying to give it a go, but it's really not your thing. But you do it because that's what you have to do. I think by doing the things that we really love to do, it's kind of keeping us young,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially when it's kind of random. Like you're not like, oh, it's April 15th, tax time. Okay, here we go.
It also,
I mean, it's kind of random, right? Like you don't know
Right.
where you're gonna be in a year. You're gonna be like, I might have a show in Europe, or it might be in Antarctica. You don't even know, right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of
Well,
the
I
part
also
that
think that, like,
is cool.
pursuing like something in like the creative arts or something like that kind of also forces you to pursue things, to dive into, areas of potential discomfort that you kind of have to, because of, like let's say like social media, right? Like TikTok or any of these other different fucking apps that are out there. A lot of I feel motivated to fucking like explore them simply because of the fact that I realize that there is a possibility that I have to have a presence in them in order to stay relevant, and
Right.
so there is like this, this, like point of where I, in order to be able to grow my audience outside of my generation, I feel it's necessary for me to like, explore reels or fucking like check out TikTok or like
Yep.
see what other fucking technologies younger people that are, 2 generations away from me are fucking using,
Right.
because
I understand. That's just, I think that goes with anything, even in small business or whatever, any small business, same
Mhm.
kind of thing, unless you just stopped kind of trying to innovate or, you know what I mean?
right.
Like some people still don't have a website and I'm like, yeah, you're a small business without a website. Okay. But then if you're trying to innovate and keep with it and push forward, yeah, you got to do all that shit. Or
Eric, do you do the
at least check it
TikToks?
out. I don't. I watch it, and I've been thinking. I think about it like at least twice or 3 times a week. I think, oh man, I got to start doing TikTok videos of some sort. I haven't done it, but I think about it all the time.
I don't do it.
I haven't done it, but I've been thinking about it. Like it comes up all the time. You know,
I-
just what am I going to do? And I understand I kind of understand it. I think I understand what, you know, it's like, but once
do.
you get, once one works, you kind of stick with it, right? Like Tim Biscup is doing that weird what's it called? Charcoal sketching thing on paper.
Yeah, it's
Right,
amazing
right?
work.
Yeah, and it's like that works. If he does something else, I don't think it's gonna work as cool. Like that's like this hit thing on TikTok, right? It's working.
It's
if
the
he did
novelty,
something-
though. It's the
but
novelty of
if
it.
he pulled out a paintbrush and started showing his painting, I bet you people wouldn't watch it as much. So it's sort of like this thing where I probably got to throw shit on the screen and then see which one sticks, and then I'd have to pursue that. And I'm like, do I want to do that? You know, I understand the algorithm and how it's supposed to be, but that's kind of how it's supposed to be.
Luke knows I'm not on the TikTok because I'm afraid of the Chinas.
Stupid.
I am. I don't want them to get my biometrics, man.
They
You
can-
know, every time you start scanning your face, making yourself look old, and you're like, this is fun. Ha ha ha. They got all your information, bro. China's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But what are they going to do with it in your case, or what would they do with it? What are they going to do?
I don't know.
It's like too boring. They're going to go, oh,
they're
he's so
they're
bo-
insidious,
he's-
all right?
they're
They're
gonna
all
be- he's
insidious
so-
over there.
There's going to be a guy going, he's so boring. Swipe left. You know, like, no. Or, you know,
Nah,
he's going to look at
dude.
he might look at Luke and go, oh, this one, okay, swipe right. Me, they're going to go, dude, we have all of this guy's data and he sucks. He's boring. Why does he keep looking up like toys on eBay or something? You know, like it's gonna be like no good.
Wait, I'm
There's
going to
nothing
go
in-
back to the original fucking question that I
Sure.
started. How do you think? Is it cool? Do you think it's cool for me to change my painting signature?
Oh yeah, back to that. That's right. I think you should write Luke Chu, the whole name,
You think
and-
so?
and then get rid of Luke after a while.
What do you think, Jesse?
Transition period.
Okay.
I mean, are you gonna write it in the same block
Yep.
type?
Yep.
I
think
don't
if you
know.
wrote-
I kind of like the simplicity of Luke. It's not like anyone's gonna be like, did a Jedi paint this? You know, like you've got a pretty good stranglehold on like painting and Luke. You know,
I know. I think so too. I mean, there are other Lukes, but no one signs their Luke like you do. You know, that's why
I mean, it
Luke
almost
Chu-
is like it's almost a requisite part of your painting by this point.
So we could cut out just the Luke on a painting, and that'd be like also has its value. Just the little Luke
You
signature.
know, I was
is
going to
kinda
do
dope.
I was going to do
It
a
is kinda
painting a long time ago where it was just my name gigantic across the canvas and then a tiny little bear, you know, below it. And the painting was going to be called like it's all in the name, you know. And
I would have
think-
called it Bear.
But I think if you wrote Luke Chu, would people? I mean, do you think a lot of people would notice? Like if all of a sudden it just says Luke Chu all the way across. I'm wondering.
it would take a big chunk of real estate, but like I've been
know.
signing my name tinier and tinier lately. Like I
Yeah.
I pull out like the zeros and the ones to like, you know, paint my my signature. But like or maybe Luke C. I don't know.
Oh, the Luke C.
Oh wow,
I'd rather have Chu. I think
that's
whole
like a
thing in there.
Spice Girls move.
Wow, how so? How so?
Mel B, Mel C. Come on.
Mike D.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I never thought about it. Okay.
Eric B?
Maybe like I don't know. I just kind of want to. I feel like, you know, I've achieved a certain maturation point in my career, and I feel like it's kind of time to like, you know, like
I think you should go for it. Just write Chu. But that would be like this weird mid-career point where you just went, you know, you hit the mid-career
See,
point.
exactly. I'm there. I'm like near
So
the.
you got to the mid-career, and then
Yeah.
you put Chu, and it goes poof,
You
to the moon.
right?
Chu to the moon.
Maybe.
It rhymes. Chu to the moon. Let's
You
do
should
it.
spell it CHOO.
That's what my cousin does.
Why?
because it's the last name is weird. Because so the actual pronunciation of my last name is Tre, and to actually like say it's hard. Like I the way one of my cousins, devised a way of helping people pronounce it, and that is like you take the Trek from Star Trek, and then you take out the K, and
Like
Trek.
Trey Diggs.
like Trek,
Like A-Tray Gangsters.
Trek without K.
Hmm.
No, so
Trey
But that's
Styles?
difficult,
Okay.
know.
I think you could write Chew CHEW and just really, go for it. But
I'm actually asking honest, since
I think
seriously.
I would think it's cool to just put your last name.
Yeah.
It's 2023. Go for it.
2023, 20 fucking years in this stupid city, so okay.
Asian names are hot. Do it.
Yeah. See, like
You should just have a solo show. You should call it My Name is Chew.
My name is Chew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or The Name is Chew.
The name is Chew.
Then you should show up in a tracksuit and some big, thick ass necklaces.
I should get those fucking. I guess I should get some fucking shit made for. I should talk to my dentist about getting a fucking gold grill with my fucking last name and that shit.
No, it should say Luke was here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. That's pretty fucking hot.
Yeah. Luke was
Pretty
here,
hot.
but this is the new hotness. Che.
Wait, how do you do the tooth thing? You mean just get it painted on his teeth?
No, I get a fucking. I get like
a grill.
A grill.
Well,
like
why not just make a dental dam that just says Luke was here?
dental dam. Like
anyway.
Actually, a good show would be called Goodbye Lukey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually,
there should be a figure too. You can make a figure with that.
Actually, I was thinking about asking you, Eric, if you wanted to do the Hello Lukey custom show.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
I don't know, like this summer.
Oh.
Thanks for the invite, Luke.
I like it.
Oh,
I like it.
Jesse, you were already on that list, so
you just publicly shamed me by asking Eric first.
No, I was asking him to host the show.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be in it. He doesn't want me to make anything. Absolutely not.
I would like to see that though.
Actually, I would love to see you do it.
Yeah.
He's not. Yeah. He's like, I don't want you to make one. No,
I would love to see you cover it, like with your Eric Nakamura-isms. So it would be cool, but
you would think after all these years, through osmosis, Eric could be like the most badass artist out there right now.
It doesn't. If it was that easy,
Eric fucking sells like a motherfucker. He
doesn't work that way.
His sculptures, his fucking t-shirts and fucking coffee cups. I own one of his coffee cups. Of his
That's a
drawings
cup.
of people.
That's a coffee cup.
Yeah, no, it's fucking cool.
Kingmaker.
I think it's $12 too.
Yeah,
I mean,
I drink.
You could buy. You know what? I'll make you 100 of them, and you could. It's worth less than a drawing of yours. You could have one every day, and you could break it after you drink your coffee. Just throw it on the ground, and then I have another one. It's still cheaper than your.
That's like baller status right there.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just like throwing away your socks every day. You put a brand new sock.
Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea because it's just clay, right? So it's just ceramic. So fucking you could just crack that thing. It would be cool. Like I could do like an Ai Weiwei kind of thing, with the teapots, but it's my own fucking coffee cup, So
question: is it decided? Are you just going to put Chew? Are you deciding now? Is this now decided, or are you still?
Is this a historic
exactly?
podcast?
I want to know on this podcast. Is it decided?
I'm leaning toward it. I'm at 80%.
Leaning.
I'm 80% there.
That's more than a lean. All right, that's like a smooth criminal lean right there.
That's a smooth. I'm on a smooth criminal lean toward.
All right, that's like all the way down here like this.
But know what? But he does go back up again. So
hey, you can always change your mind. No one's gonna hate you.
Yeah, exactly. So
I think you should go for. I think you should go for it. I mean, what's the drawback? Because
that C is a really tough one to fucking like because it's all curved.
So you make these paintings and you can't do a C. Fuck. Come on. What?
It's a really tight
What?
fucking circle, like, you know, but like the H, the U, the
You want me to make you a
E, and the
stencil?
H.
I'll make
bro,
you a
you're
stencil.
left-handed. It's easier to draw a C from that side.
That's true. It is easier. It's
Why not
it's
just-
not the top that's the hard part. It's the bottom that's the hard part.
Just throw down a dime and just write on the outside of it.
Oh wow! See, this is Eric's osmosis at work.
That see, you know, it's funny that like Eric said, you know, has said before that like, you know, my big thing was problem solving, but Eric's the king problem solver.
That's right. King problem solver, king maker. He could even be a king slayer if he wanted to be.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Oh.
We'll just call him, as the kids say, king.
Oh wow!
King.
Wow.
The word on the
So wait-
street on Sawtell.
So wait, are you
Yo,
gonna do
better
a
watch out,
Are
kings around.
you gonna do a portrait of me with a king crown on my head like Biggie had?
Oh, that'd be a pretty good one. That'd be pretty good.
That would be a
that.
good one.
Yeah, that. Yeah, that.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
we should yeah, we should do that. We should make a fucking a resin sculpt cast like Eric Nakamura in a fucking on a throne with a fucking
A crown.
a crown.
I'm gonna start the sculpt right now.
Look at what are you looking for right now? You're like I'm gonna go get my Sculpey.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit there. I'm like, where's my clay?
Like what? I know. It's
I was
so
like,
weird.
don't move, Eric. Don't move. Stay there. That pose right there. Got
I
it.
like how you're playing it. You're just like, oh yeah, let me get my clay. You're just looking at your lap. I'm like, oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah, but
That's awesome.
yeah, I think I'm pretty set on the idea of it, but I wanted to
Awesome.
like get like, you know, like another artist and a curator's like an opinion on.
I think it's cool. And I think if you did it, a lot of people wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I tried to
Yeah.
make my signature less and less noticeable over time, and but like there, you know, I want that like that transition to be have a certain degree of significance.
Are you gonna start it on March 7th?
I'm going to start on March 3rd.
March 3rd.
So anything I create after March 3rd.
Oh, is that your birthday? March 3rd or March 7th?
March 7th is his birthday. March 3rd is the
Yeah.
anniversary of his career.
Of his my move. Actually,
Oh.
my first show was in June. The end of June.
Oh, I
of
see. So
2003.
yeah, so you could start. Yeah,
Yeah.
start then.
Yeah,
Sounds
so-
good. So wait, who's gonna get the last work that signed Luke? That's the bigger question.
I call
Yeah,
dibs.
well, there's
And
two
will you-
paintings. There's two paintings going out to two group shows happening.
And will you raise?
But
the
yours
price a
was
little
the last
higher?
one I've created so far. So.
Oh, but will you raise the price higher on the last one? I know you're gonna make something by then. It's gonna be a little higher. It's gonna.
Wait, are these new paintings going to have Chew or Luke on them?
Everything in my solo show in August will have Chew, but like everything, but like I'm not taking on any shows between now and August of this year. You know,
So
So
wait,
these the last few
Wow.
like paintings for these group
the
shows
last
are going
ones
to
that
still
are
say
signed.
Luke.
Yeah,
Are you going to feel sad when you sign your final Luke?
I might have already signed it.
Wow, you know what? You really matured, buddy.
Yeah, we just before our eyes.
Yeah,
Amazing.
proud of you.
I feel like a bird. I feel
Yeah.
free of the shackles of my first name.
Yeah, dude. Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep. Soon, you know, I will inspire like legions of people to let go of first name signatures. And
I think
move-
Eric just be too lazy to do that for himself.
it's a
He's like
lot.
going from 4 letters to 8. Come on.
Well, Luke's going from 4 to 5 and had to think about it for a while. It's like, oh, can I do this?
I mean,
Like
the
the
C
C-
itself
and
might take
you're
just
like,
as
I know.
long.
You're like, the C is so difficult. I don't know if I could do it. I'm like, man, you paint bears and you paint all this shit, and you can't paint a C, and you're like, still, how do I do it? Like this.
You know what? Like, look, it's when you're going from
Muscle memory.
like, you know, like one of these, you know, where it's like, you know, like pretty thick and get a lot of paint on that brush. Right now I'm showing off a round number 8. to around like 0, which is like this, it's tougher. It's tougher. So
You can do it. I have faith that you can do a C.
thank you. Thank you. The H's and the U's and the E's. Actually, the U used to be hard for me. It was because of the
That's
the
a C
round.
sideways. You could do it. It's a C sideways. You got this.
Wait, are you trying
I'm
to
still
do
get-
it all in one stroke, Luke?
No. I can't. No. I like the legibility.
He's like preposterous.
That's
I think you should make a.
crazy talk.
How about? I think you should just make a stencil. You just go like that, and
I actually have my painting signature, like put on, like laser cut onto plastic, and I was planning on doing like stencil paintings where I would just layer it like all over the place, and fucking like it was just me Luke all used to create kind of gradations, like in the same kind of way,
Wow.
like a halftone screen.
Didn't you
could
do a drawing
kind of
like that?
be.
Did you do a drawing of that?
I've thought about that.
Oh, you didn't. I thought I remember seeing a drawing like that.
I might have done one. I don't remember. It's it's funny. Like I can barely even remember the names of my paintings anymore. So it's like once you've like kind of like crossed the threshold of like 200 paintings, you're just kind of like, all right, like guess I have to come up with something clever for this one again.
Yep. And Jesse, you should change your name to, as Robbie said in the stream or chat. She said you should just change yours to you, just YU. It's so easy.
YU.
Yeah, it's really easy.
It could be really expressive and gestural,
you.
and like dope.
Short as possible. That's the shortest one. I'm not gonna ever just write Nakamura. That's too long.
You just write Naka.
It's just too long.
And AKA.
The N's too hard. I can't.
The N is hard.
Yeah,
the M is.
I have to have Luke come over to help me with the U's.
Well, you just do the block U. The block. That's
Oh, you could do that with a C too.
I could.
Blop, blop. You basically, it's an L with a line on top.
Yeah, I could.
Solved.
Solved. There it is.
Oh my gosh. Kingmaker.
That's the name of the episode. Kingmaker.
It'll look like the rest of the letters if you do it a block letter C, but
yeah, it would.
It depends if you want that curve in the front,
No. I think you're right. Like block letter C is pretty good.
They're solved.
There it is.
I think you should do a cursive, like a Shelley. A Shelley would look really nice, like super like ornate. That's just me.
No.
Yeah,
No.
just
no. That's way
like
too hard. No. All those fucking script fonts. Fuck that shit. Like I'm.
But then also, like any young person can't read that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Young
it's
people
gone.
can't read cursive. Jesse, think about the kids.
that's
They're
true.
gonna go-
I'm gonna
yeah,
ask
yeah.
Linda later. I was like, hey, can you read cursive? She's like, what's that?
She's like, oh, that's. She's like, I don't read bad words.
She goes, that just looks like a bunch of squiggles.
That's loops and squigs. Loops
Yeah.
and squiggles.
It's noodles.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to eat noodles now. That sounds
Oh,
good. Anyway.
noodles sound good. That is a New Year's food. That is a Chinese New Year's food.
Oh,
Do you
speaking
need
of
me
which,
to send you some shin ramyun? Is that what you
Oh,
need right now?
I got that in the cupboard already.
Who does
so
it?
Wait, question:
Yeah.
What you mentioned earlier? This Vietnamese rice square. What do you? I
Yes.
mean, that's obviously you eat it, but how? And is it hot when you eat it or cold?
I think it's supposed to be like
Or is it a coaster? It's like it sounds like a coaster. You just put in the like what do you? How do you
I
eat
think
that?
it's supposed to be served room temperature because apparently, like, it's supposed to be cooked for like 24 hours, steamed for 24 hours in under a wood fire like pot or something like that. And
Then his mom had a bunch of those when we were up there last week.
yeah, and it's supposed to be like like when you cook them, they're supposed to be like pressed, in order to keep the moisture.
So this isn't one of those spicy tuna on a rice cracker thingy, right?
No.
Okay. No. Okay.
Not
And
everyone
I-
eats at sugarfish, Eric.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Or is it, it sounds like a mochi. Is it become a square mochi? What is
No,
this thing?
it's you know what it is, Eric. It's
Actually, I
the
don't. Is it
it's the
dessert? It's
sticky
not dessert.
rice. No, it's the
Okay.
sticky rice wrapped in the banana leaf or like the.
Oh, you
But
made
they
it sound
just
like it was a perfectly square coaster. I was like, it's like a coaster.
Oh no,
It's
it's just a different
square.
shape than that triangle pyramid look. It's more of like
Gotcha.
a pouch
Are there peanuts in it? It's Vietnamese, right? They put peanuts in everything.
and
I
cilantro.
the one I had
I
pork
don't know.
belly and mung bean, and that's it,
Sounds good.
and rice. And I ate it warm. I steamed them up in my whatchamacallit, in my thing on
Sounds good.
I took them home and it was good.
Sounds
I was fucking like so good. It's
Okay.
time for you guys to be real.
What's
What?
There it is. Boom. Yeah, so I use this app. Like did you ever see that SNL skit for Be Real? The app.
that? No.
It's pretty funny. And basically like what it is a social media app where like they will like everyone around the world will be like told to like, all right guys, quote unquote, be real. And like they take a picture from the front facing camera and then they take a picture from the selfie facing camera, and and it shares both of them.
Oh. Oh, and
And
that's a fictitious it's a fictitious thing.
no,
It's not
but it's
real.
real.
Oh, there's such a thing?
There is such a thing.
Oh wow.
Called Be Real. And
Eric, we're 50s. We're in our 50s, okay? This is where the 40-year-olds, the new hotness for the 40-year-olds out there.
And who are the new 30-year-olds?
I don't know. They're
50
I
is
don't
not
know.
the new 40 though, in my opinion, but okay, whatever.
Hmm.
What
Yeah,
about
he's-
Mastodon? Do you use Mastodon? That's
I have a Mastodon account.
yeah,
I summarily do not use it
me neither.
like my other social medias.
I don't have one.
downloaded it. I downloaded it and I was like, because I think Luke, you once mentioned that you usually make an account so you could have your name on everything,
Yep.
right? Just
Yeah.
in case it blows up, you won't have to be Luke Chu _art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll be able to have your
Yeah.
name. But
Because
yeah, so
you got bit by that on fucking Twitter. Twitter fuck.
yeah, giant _robot. What is that? And somebody else had. I mean, we were early too, and it wasn't early enough. Somebody got giant robot beforehand.
Fucking
So,
asshole.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst is when you have someone that has the name that you want, but their account is obviously
right?
inactive.
Yeah.
Oh, that giant robot account is totally inactive.
Oh, is it really right
I
now?
think so.
You know that I've met. I don't know who that person is, but I've met them before. I think, but I didn't even know who they were. You know, because I saw they tweeted something. I was like, wait, you were here? Like whoever you are, I don't know who it is.
They were in the store and then they
No,
took a
it was
photo.
it was like an event. It was like at an event or something like that, and I was like, hey, they're here. Who is this person? Type of thing. But I didn't know.
Yeah, this guy, capricious API arbiter Eloy Morlusk. They posted like on.
That sounds like a Star Wars name. Eli
Yeah.
Morlusk. What the?
Yeah. Fuck this guy. He's got 270 followers.
And after like 15 years or more of Twitter, he's got.
That's who has the giant robot account.
Yep.
Someone has JRYU, but they've just not posted a photo in like maybe 8 years.
He's
Wow.
got his profile picture has Giant Robo on it,
wow.
from like Johnny Sacco.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And then it's got like all the Godzillas across fucking time on the
Wow, that's
credit
cool.
card
At least
thing.
that's cool.
But like
Anyway,
English language propaganda, oozing verbal sweat in the Tokyo heat. Insert blue check mark here. And
Like-
apparently he's got the Mastodon social.
oh wow,
oh, so he is active.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Fuck that
Twitter
guy.
anyway. Yeah, I don't use it anyway. Not much.
Yeah. So I created a Robot in the Bear Twitter account,
Yay,
and
Twitter.
I thought
Twitter.
that was funny, But you
Are you
just
do you want to pay for the blue check mark?
no, doesn't
Oh,
matter.
okay.
But Jesse, you got a pop shop.
I did.
Congratulations. Have you streamed on Pop Shop?
No, so like I applied for it, which you have to do. That I didn't realize, but once I applied for it, once you apply for it nowadays, apparently you have to go through an orientation before they activate your seller's account.
Oh.
Like you have to attend a Zoom meeting.
Oh wow.
And it's
I
like
did that. Did
yeah,
you
it's
do
like
that,
3
Eric?
or 4 or 5 other people. They're just going through an orientation of sorts, explaining like the app, the functionality, and they won't activate your account as a seller until you've gone through that process. But I guess before you even get to that point, they have to qualify you to see if you would be, valid to sell on the platform. Because I guess they don't want like some random person just selling flea market stuff, and
They
then
probably already have tons of that.
yeah.
I guess
So
they
I
want
guess a
more
little
of
bit more
that.
curation, perhaps, but no, I'm going to be probably doing it within the next couple of weeks because apparently you're supposed to have your first show within 30 days of your account being activated.
Wow.
Hmm.
Then what happens if you don't? They deactivate
I don't
you.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I don't know. It's like probably like very severe consequences, Eric. Like I'll just be shut out of all of the huge network that is
Funny.
Pop Shop Live.
Well, congrats though. I'll
Thanks.
I'll see you on there.
Yeah, I'll be sure to direct people your way.
Oh, thank you. I'll direct people your way.
Thank you.
Yeah,
This is the way.
yes.
This is the way.
And together we will have a handful of people, not just one or two, but a handful together. Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
that's one thing about Pop Shop to me is just they need more customer acquisition. Just more. That's what it needs the most is just they need more people.
Well, I think it's the same problem as most sites like Twitch or YouTube.
Have you seen that other what's the Whatnot? There are
Yeah.
thousands of people shopping at any moment on that site or on that app.
But
Thousands at any moment.
that's just an
Thousands of
open
people.
marketplace though, right? That's just like anything at all.
But it's all categorized. There's categories, but there's thousands of people on there. Like when I bought vinyl records. There were like 50 people in this one person's stream, and then I go to another one because I'm like, I don't like these records. That person's got like 50 people in there, and then another one has also 50 people, and this is vinyl records. This isn't even a big category. The cards, I guess you would say, the Pokemon card. Those guys have even more than 50. There's hundreds watching. And there's maybe 40 streams at the same time going on with all Pokemon cards.
But I think that's the difficulty though, right? Like Twitch, you'll have like 30 people streaming the funnest game, right? The newest game.
Yeah.
But it's discovery. That's the problem because it's like back in the print days, we would call it like you want to be above the fold, right?
Yep.
That's where you have the highest visibility. There wasn't anything like scrolling. You actually had to like look down the paper.
But in Pop Shop, you'll be above the fold because there's just not that many people, and you'll be getting the maybe 20 eyeballs if you're lucky, or something like that. Maybe 10, and that's what you'll be getting.
But invariably, that's going to be the problem.
Even above the fold, that's
right.
where you'll be. Yeah.
Imagine when there's going to be like more people on that platform.
But this is 3 years that I'm on it now, or 2.5. It's only gone down, like, to me. Like there's less and less, unfortunately. And I think but Whatnot has thousands, at any given moment. It's crazy.
Have you tried Whatnot?
Yeah. That's more category specific. So if you're a blind box person, it's really good, I think. But if you can't mix, you have to stay in your lane on that one. If you have blind boxes, you do blind boxes. If you do something else, you have to stick with something else. You cannot do all of a sudden t-shirt. You can't do that. It just doesn't work.
You can't be a variety seller.
It doesn't seem to work to me. It seems like it's all one thing.
Are you talking about from a discovery standpoint, or once you have registered your account with
Oh,
whatnot?
you can do whatever you want, but it just doesn't work. I was in the blind box category, so blind boxes sold, but anything else I showed, which was a ton of other things, nobody gave a fuck at all. It was completely like invisible to everybody. They were only there for figures. You couldn't show a T-shirt, a book, a plushie, or whatever. None of that would work.
They're like, I can see what that stuff is. I don't want it. I want to
It's
give you
like-
money for something I don't know what I'm going to get.
It felt like it was that literally, like that tight of a audience just for that thing. It's really
Well-
bizarre. So, yeah. In that
Apparently,
way,
I'm supposed to get like 6 referrals too.
Wow.
Referrals.
Right.
Yeah, it's like so my code is JRYU, HIJRYU. If I get 6 referrals, like people that sign up to download the account, then they upgrade me to a URL such as like popshop.live/
Oh wow.
my
really?
show.
I don't
Yeah.
think I even have that. Or I don't even know about that. But anyways, good luck, man.
Thanks. I'll see you there.
I'll see you there because I'm still doing it, even though I think I feel like it's sort of dwindling a little bit.
How often are you doing it?
I still do it twice a week.
Well, that's why.
Are you still getting a lot of food? Are people
No.
still sending you food?
Oh,
It happened kind of recently, but that was the first and last time in a while. Like yeah, not often.
oh.
Well, every time they send you food, it feeds like a small
It's-
army.
Oh, the food's always good too. Even when
Yeah.
it's bad, it's still good because it was a surprise. It's always good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of bad if I was being objective, but it just showing up as a surprise makes me like it. I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna eat all of it, and I'll eat it all.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing, but yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. It just doesn't feel like the same. I feel like it's a little off, but
Let me ask you something though, Eric, about with your pop shop, right? Eventually, like say like you have some new items this week, right? You do shows twice a week. Eventually you're just going to have to start recycling because you can't like populate your store inventory at a rate that's going to be commensurate with like say new impressions, right? Or people that have bought from me previously and now want to maybe buy something else.
right.
It's like me going down to your shop like in person. Like I'm not going to go there every week.
Yeah.
Or if I go to the comic shop or go like Luke goes to Toy Arena, like there's
But-
not a lot of turnover in inventory.
But
right.
Wednesday, new comic day, isn't that Wednesday?
Yeah, I get my comics digital though. So
Okay.
but
Right.
like with Gundams, like Luke might go to Toy Arena once a month
At most. Maybe
At most.
every couple months. Yeah.
but
they're
all
holding
those
shit for
other
you too,
times.
right?
What's that?
They're holding stuff for Luke though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've kind of got like a
They got like
a
Luke
hold
corner.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got you. And I think I know what you're saying. It kind of so I am showing the same stuff. I am hoping for new people that come in and go, "Hey, I've never seen this, and I'll buy some." You know, like Pop Shop used to have that more, and I feel
Right.
like there's less of that. But it used to be there's like new people in all the time who are like, "Holy shit, I love everything here, and I'll buy a little of everything." And you know that was kind of like a thing that you were kind of counting on before, and now I feel like there might be the same 20 people who are very consistent who are on there, but that doesn't mean they're buying stuff every week. They can't, right? So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not it's a really hard thing to work. Whereas I think some of these other apps might have more people that show up.
You mean random people that might have an interest in what you're selling, right?
Right. And that's what you kind of hope for. That's what you sort of need with Pop Shop. But I feel like Pop Shop doesn't have enough of that.
Is Whatnot the same format? Like you have a live video stream
Yep.
and
Very similar. Very similar,
That's-
and Network is also similar too. But
Right.
they're both Pop Shop to me is more community. Well, no, Network has a really. I'm sorry, Whatnot has a strong community there. Like there are people that are chatting amongst each other. They know each other. Like people are really into it. Network has to me a very little community, but they can be very powerful. Like if they back you up and they like you, you might do really well. If they don't care about you,
Yeah.
it might be crickets. So it's sort of like.
network
you know.
seems to me like the speculators, right? The people that have like
There's a
place a
lot
lot
of
of
that,
speculative
sure.
value in their
Sure.
purchases.
Yeah, or hype beastie kind of thing. Like if you have a Murakami something, they might buy it. But if I all of a sudden put up something that they don't know, they might not buy it. It'll be crickets, So it's sort of like the brand will matter there. Whereas I think Pop Shop people are willing to take on new things. Whatnot too seems to be kind of open to checking out new stuff.
So you've done
So
all of them.
yeah, and I'm gonna try a new one. Get this: there's one called Talk Shop Live. and
Oh,
and that one seems to be if you look it up, that one has like a lot of people use it. Japan LA's using it too now.
Mm.
And but there's like that one seems to have a maybe even a larger audience.
then Pop Shop?
Yeah,
Are they older or newer than Pop Shop?
almost the same time, but I believe they might. So I know there's a problem with confusion in their name, but I think they might have started a year after Pop Shop, but 2017 or something like that. And but they see
So
like if you go there, there's like celebrities using that, like and streaming live. Like I watched, like a ESPN's commentator guy doing some charitable thing on there, and he was live, and I was like, oh shit, he's doing it. So, and then I've seen Japan LA stream on there, and that one has
Japan
an
LA is
audience.
pretty big on Pop Shop.
Yeah, but they're not exclusive there, so they use Talk Shop Live too.
They're just going to turn into like a 5 day a week like talk show, pretty much,
Probably.
where the
I mean,
selling aspect
why
is
not?
just ancillary, right?
I think, yeah, it's sell with them. For me, it's a little more. I mean, for me, it's almost like a podcast. I mean, I'm on there, and it's like sometimes I'll sell stuff, sometimes I don't, but I'm not pushing as hard as they do. Japan LA's got a real like, it's a script of pushing product.
Right.
Yeah,
Definitely very QVC home shopping network.
hard.
Let's
It's very focused on that. For me, it's
right.
like way more loose. Sometimes like it takes a while for me to even put product up. I'm just like blabbing away. So good and bad.
That's what I was talking to. So I had a Zoom call with some of the execs over at Pop Shop about a year ago.
Uh huh.
And
Wow, I never even had one Zoom call with anybody there. You're way ahead of me, man.
well, I mean, I was just asking them some questions. They're like, "Hey, do you want to go jump on a Zoom call?" I was like, "Sure." But I was
Wow.
telling them like my feeling about their platform was like it's like a combination of a social network with the luxury of being able to buy things on the fly if you'd like to, right? But I noticed like there was this big trend of a community brewing, like
Yeah,
amongst people that are on Pop Shop.
there are.
Yeah. Problem though is that again, I think discovery is like the bane of a lot of these like live streaming platforms. You have people that are watching Twitch and they've got a bunch of subscribers, but they only have 6 viewers, 5 viewers,
Yeah.
because your attention can only really be devoted to that unless you have it on as a background type of noise, like
Yeah.
in lieu of music or whatever,
Dude,
right?
yeah. I
And
used to
so,
stream long all day on
yeah.
Pop Shop,
What's the
you
longest
know,
stream you've had?
10 hours maybe or 12 hours maybe. But
Wow.
this is during pandemic. I was thinking more like, oh, well, it's an 8-hour shift is my day, right? Like an 8-hour work day. I would start streaming at 2 and go till 10 p.m. And I'm like, well, there's my 8-hour day right there, like as if I'm working. And I was doing that like 2 and 3 times a week back in 2020 and 2021.
I think I think
That's
the
crazy.
idea of
That's
Pop
crazy,
Shop
but
is,
I don't do that anymore.
I mean, it is crazy because a lot of people need to like figure out the ratio of sales to the amount of time they spend like streaming, right?
Very
But
important. Yeah.
I look at it as a place just to have on to talk to people that might be interested in my work
Yeah.
in subject matters that uh, I might be interested in. Like Luke
Yeah.
and I, when we're just chilling, driving somewhere, we're talking about a litany of things, and Luke will be like, "This should be on the podcast," and I'm like,
Wait, did you shut your eyes when you said that?
"I did shut my eyes."
This should be on the podcast. I don't know.
Yeah, because that's our old Lukey, you know.
No, I get it. So it depends
Flip
too,
side
because like
stalker.
I think artists who do drops can be successful like financially just if you're got enough audience. Like I think that pin company, I forgot what they're called. They do the car. It's a 4-letter name, has a EE in the middle, near or something like that. They do pins of cars and they're limited edition. People love it. And those things sell really well. They'll sell a ton of it and they'll do a short stream and just fucking sell a ton. And then it's like, okay, later, bye. So they do that, and that still works for some people. That still can work. So,
I
for
guess
me,
it's
it's
just
like,
the approach, right? If
yeah,
it's purely
you gotta
fiscal, yeah,
you gotta have, but you gotta have the product to be fiscally strong like that. I think.
yeah. And the
You have to
turnover
have
for
it.
like making new products really, especially for like myself or Luke, right? Like, say that Luke had a finished painting right now, and he made a giclée of it.
You might be able to sell that on Pop Shop like immediately. Maybe
Yeah, but
some,
then
but I don't know about 50. You know, like maybe in the past you were able to do 50, sell 50 prints of something. Maybe, but I don't know if you could do that now. Maybe. I don't know about on Pop Shop. I don't know.
I think it's the price point as well. You know,
Sure.
like no
It's
one's just
tough.
sitting there casually watching the equivalent of a homegrown talk show and then all of a sudden buying a $5,000 piece from you. Like it could
Yeah.
happen, I'm sure,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's not going to be common.
No, that's what I'm saying. You wish it was, but no.
Well, then there's the flip side too, right? If I'm charging something like $5,000 for something, it's because of the work and effort that went into it. It wasn't a quick turnaround. That's
Right.
something that might have taken like a couple of months to develop, right?
Unless you're that person that just does that, though. I don't know. There's people out there that do that, but
Just
yeah.
like work that long, sell one thing, and then 2 months later, here's the other thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a difficult
Yeah.
premise, but yeah, Pop Shop. I'll probably put it out on my socials pretty soon. I've got to do it regardless.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah.
See how it goes, and maybe you're pushing your audience there. And you might push them there one time, maybe, but you might push them there every time. It might be easy for you to just make it work, and you just do these short streams, and it maybe sell a lot of things, and you peace out. You know, it's possible.
I was talking to Lofa, and I've got like this, like Luke's seen it. I've got this room in the house that has tons of like Japanese toys, plushies, all this stuff, and
Are you gonna sell all that?
yeah,
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
then you might do really well.
I mean, we
That
just need the room, to be honest. Like, we need to reclaim the room to get rid of a lot of stuff.
No, you might
And
do. That's different. I thought you're just making art to sell.
you're like, if
on
it's your own shitty stuff, Jesse, nah. But if
No,
it's like Naruto stuff, yeah,
but
man,
you
you're,
have- but
you're,
you
you're
have-
golden.
You have tons of it though, so I think that's different. You know.
Yeah, no, I
Plus,
do.
there's a random feel of it too. It's like people don't know what they're gonna look at. So, anyways, when are you doing this? Before,
I'm not sure.
Like in 2 weeks, or are we talking
I
about?
would say
2
probably
months?
within the next 3 weeks to be safe,
Wow,
because I am going to
awesome.
be making
Okay.
like a limited edition run of these little microcrystal resin balls and things
Awesome.
like that for their inaugural show.
Do
So,
it. See, oh, then you probably
yeah.
this inaugural. You probably do well. For me, it's old hat. It's like, God damn it, the same T-shirt, the same this, same that. So I it doesn't work as easy for me.
But don't you think that that type of situation would call for you to like maybe evaluate like options strictly for the Pop Shop avenue, where you get
I
like
used
seven,
to. I
eight
used
different
to.
artists, right?
Yeah.
And you just have them submit like a quick drawing or a sketch, and then do print on demand shirts, right?
Whoa, could do it, but that's putting. I'd rather just do that on our website or something, or Instagram or something. I don't know.
Because you don't want to split the profits.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
There's
that.
I did network about I don't know, like early December or something like that, and I had people complaining about like having to download another app. I got like, and then I had to fucking like fork over like I think 20% or something like that of the sale to fucking network.
Yeah. Or it's
Yeah,
not
like
20. It's not 20. It's 13. But I'm not sure if you also split it with somebody else.
They're pretty
like,
expensive.
yeah,
I heard.
I had to do with network and with
a curator, right?
gallery
So,
or something,
yeah.
gallery.
Yeah.
But anyways, we've been running fucking long, guys.
Long. Way
Holy
long.
shit, it's a long one. I blame Jesse.
I blame
Well,
Jesse.
If you didn't take so much time figuring out Luke versus Chew, the answer is Chew.
That was a good deep dive right there. We went into ageism and like getting old.
We could do that every stream. We'll be like, oh, I hurt my back today. You're like, oh no.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
Anyway, all right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
Robot
thanks
and the Bear.
thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, Jesse, for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Nice forest
Should-
behind
we'll,
you.
we'll have you back on. We should have you on pretty. We should try and like get Jesse on a little more often.
Let's
It's
do
always fun to have his.
Let's do. We'll talk about old shit.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Everyone's like,
Or to us, it's just shit.
I just shit. Yeah. I know, right?
Yeah.
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 All right, everybody.
guys.
Thanks for tuning in. All right.
Thanks,
take care.
guys.
Thank you.
Take care.